Well, we say hi once again, harness racing fans, from High Top, the grandstand at Exhibition Park, and it's turning out to be a sunny Saturday afternoon. The fog has lifted, and it's a big day at EPR. We have the $10,000 mile, the Alexander Memorial, with 3 horses from Boston and 3 from the Maritimes. You know the Maritime horse's winner's accolade. He won it last year in 58 and 2. You know, of course, Gemini Risk and Angel Shadow. And my pleasure now to introduce some of our friends from Foxborough Raceway. Right here to my right is Kim Ireland. Kim, welcome to St. John.
Well, it's good to be here. Good to be here, Ingham.
Although a lot of the racing fans out there watching have heard your father's name, Ray Ireland from Presque Isle.
Yes, he's raced here. He's raced all over New Brunswick and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my first time here, but so far it's been real enjoyable.
And your horse is?
Ruckus. It's trained here by George Ducharme, and you know, George just got the horse, and like he's coming into his own pretty good now. He raced pretty good for me last week. They come a good last quarter, 28 and 2, and I don't know if I can beat the Canadian horses or not, but
you've had a chance to look at the form. What do you think your chances are?
Well, I got an outside shot if we get a good quick half and everything. You know, there's a lot of early speed, and we might get the good half. And if they get to the front, you know, cheap, I'll have my work cut out for me.
I think we're going to get a wicked first half because Gemini Risk leaves from post 2. He can burn out of there, bust out of there real well. Angel's Shadow, they say, he can leave out of there the best of them all. And Winner's Accolade, you can see in his chart, he parked the Boomer Drummond horse at Moncton a couple of weeks back, 56 and 2.
Yeah, don't underestimate Paul's horse. He can get out of there pretty good too. You know, he's got some good early speed too.
Okay, let's skip by George right now for a second. We'll go to Paul Branchiani from Boston, and you have Loxmont Yoga.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, and it's my first time up here, and it's so far a pleasurable experience.
How about your horse? He can leave pretty well, Kim was saying.
Yeah, he can leave pretty quick. He shows his last start being parked a quarter and 28 and a piece at Scarborough, and he really wasn't geared up on leaving. It was kind of a funny race, and it was a last-minute decision to leave with him, but if he gets wound up pretty good, he can scoot.
Have you heard of these 3 Maritime horses?
Oh, yeah. Yep, especially Winner's Accolade. He raced at Foxborough, and very impressive down there. And we do have our work cut out for us, but we'll give him a run.
Okay, and George, nice to have you here.
Thank you, Ingham. It's been a pleasure so far.
And you're training Ruckus?
Yep, attempting anyway.
So we're missing one fellow, Franny Ray of the second. It's too bad we didn't have Franny here with us, but we wish you all good luck out there this afternoon. And I guess the old saying goes, may the best horse win, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, and thanks for being here.
Okay.
We'll get our show underway then. Away we go with race number 1. At the third place, approaching the top of the stretch, we have a field of 8. The Charlotte's Blazer with Marcel Barrios, Simon Midwatch, Mike Campbell, Flying Down with Steve Dowley, Island Fella Clark Smith, Crossway with Willard Carr, Glengale Galaxy John Davidson, Brockaway with Wally Hennessy, J.B. Pendle with Dr. Hugh Baird. Here they come. There, off in Crossway, Wings 4 has the lead, Flying Down racing second, and Charlotte's Blazers on the rail racing third. Island Fella works up between horses, drive on, he gets to third. Charlotte's Blazer now fourth, J.B. Pendle outside racing fifth. Simon Midwatch out from second, there goes Flying Down, winging forward, he takes the lead, it is Flying Down. Then Crossway and Island Fella up on the outside racing second, Flying Down, skipping, and quarter 29 at 4.
Call for a doctor. All right, call for a doctor.
There's a doctor in the crowd. Please report to the backstretch. By the half, Island Fella the leader, Crossway winning loose. J.B. Pendle racing third. Off the backstretch, Island Fella the leader. J.B. Pendle racing second. Glengale Galaxy third, Charlotte's Blazer fourth, Simon Midwatch, Brockaway.
135.
3/4, 135. Around the top turn, Island Fellow the leader, a length and a half.
Call for a doctor again.
Driving home, Island Fellow up on the outside, Glengale Galaxy coming on. They're neck and neck. Charlotte's Blazer racing third. And they're tight at the wire. Here they are to the wire. Island Fellow, Glengale Galaxy, Charlotte's Blazer. If there's a doctor in the crowd, would you please report to the backstretch? Well, you've seen the third race. Technical problems here with our recording equipment, and we've missed races 1 and 2. We hope that the technical problems have been corrected, and we've just witnessed a very bad accident with the veteran Willard Carr being thrown heavily into the infield off the hub rail. He's been taken away by ambulance, and of course everybody around APR has fingers crossed and hoping that the whiz comes out of that one okay. The win went to Island Fella in 2:05, slowed down of course because of the accident in the backstretch. Island Fella winning in 2:05. Let's go back and give you races 1 and 2 right now. First race went to Storm McCummon with Woodard Carr driving the mile 2:06 and 1. He paid $3.70 over Brother Links and Eldorado. Then Try Be Mighty, Fontana Joe, Armbro Usher, and Buckshot Baron. The second race went to brand new mate, 3-year-old, coming off the also eligible list, John Davidson driving, the colt getting a new record of 2:06, paid $4.90 over Power On and Cynthia Jean, Lordham's Gem, Pokey Calhoun, Victory Hill, Dr. Morelli, Grinshoe, and Woodmere Glaw. And the third race, the one you've just seen, involving the accident with Woodard Carr. And again, we point out that Woodard Carr has been rushed to hospital by ambulance, and we have fingers crossed here at EPR. And hoping, too, that our technical problems are solved, and we go with race number 4. Now the fourth race, approaching the top of the stretch field of 8. Port City Nick, Marcel Barrios, Sharon Power, Mike Doyle, Stuart Mack, Wally Hennessy, Bound to Fly, Steve Mahar. Balt Diamond, Clark Smith, Decapitated, Sam Hodge, Jackpot winner, Billy Doherty, Dashes Doll, Terry Bernard. Here they come. Clear off Port City Nick is the leader on the outside. Dashes Doll challenging. That's Sharon Power off stride trailing. Swinging into the turn. Dashes Doll wings for the lead. And shows on top on the outside. Port City Nick is second. Stuart Mack has third. Balt Diamond racing fourth. That is Bound to Fly to Caffeinated. And then Jackpot winner. And far back Sharon Power. They go to the quarter, and pacing on top it is Dashes Doll out a length and a half. Port City Nick is racing second. Stuart Mack has third. Ball Diamond racing fourth. Bound to Fly is fifth. That quarter, 31 seconds. Out of the top turn, Dashes Doll the leader, a length and a half. Port City Nick racing second. Stuart Mack has third. Then it's Ball Diamond, Bound to Fly to Caffeinated. Then Jackpot winner moving up on the outside, far back out of contention. Sharon Power. Wave swing on through the stretch now. They come driving to the half and pacing on top, Dashes Doll. Port City Nick is racing second. Here comes Ball Diamond. Up on the outside, and Port City Nick is out to challenge from second, but he's back in again as they go racing out by the half in 104 and 1. Out of the turn, they're going to the 5/8 Dashes Dawn and Port City Nick. Stuart Mack is racing third. Ball Diamond outside driving on from fourth and going on to third now. They race out by the 5/8 Dashes Dawn and Ball Diamond now to second. Port City Nick is racing third. There goes Stuart Mack up on the outside, racing on from fourth. Then Jackpot winner gets to fifth, Bound to Fly to Caffeinated. They race on by the 3/4 now. Dashes Dawn and Ball Diamond. Port City Nick is racing third, 136 and 4 by the 3/4. They swing into the top turn, 2 leaders at it neck and neck. On the inside, Dashes Doll now on the outside, Ball Diamond. Port City Nick looks for racing room. Stuart Mack comes to third. They are swinging home. It is Ball Diamond. Then on the outside, Stuart Mack, Port City Nick, and Dashes Doll. It is Stuart Mack now coming to the top. Stuart Mack and Ball Diamond, and on the outside, Jackpot winner. Here they are to the wire is Stuart Mack, and then tight for place between Jackpot winner and Ball Diamond. The Port City Nick was fourth, and the time for the mile, 2:09 and 2. Stuart Mack Bay pacing called 3 years Benort and Midwatch from Don Markalbeck. Owned by Theodore Bremer of Gemseg, trained and driven by Wally Hennessy. The colt gets his first lifetime win, steps to a maiden record of 209-2. Result of the 4th race, now official. Port City Nick was 4th, Sharon Power 8th, Stuart Mack, your race winner. Bound to Fly was 6th, Ball Diamond 2nd, Decaffeinated 7th, Jackpot winner was 3rd, Dashish Doll 5th, race times quarter 31 seconds, the half 104 and 1, 3 quarters 136 and 4, and the mile 29 and 2. Now the starters in the 5th race approaching the top of the stretch field of 7, Charwood and John and Herman Renault, Pee Wee Patty, Wally Hennessy, Air Ranger, Gary Vincent, Bio Ruppa Pum Pum with Steve Mahar, Sip Along Antelope, Stan Nelson, Diamond Digger, and Clarky Smith, and then KC Jam with Gio Barrio, and here they come. They're off at Air Ranger quickly to the top. Bio Ruppa Pum Pum is up on the outside and racing on the 2nd, Charwood and John. She has 3rd in on the rail. Around the turn, Air Ranger by a length and a half. Bio Ruppa Pum Pum is racing 2nd. Charwood and John has 3rd. Then racing 4th, it is Pee Wee Patty. Then Zip Along Antelope, Diamond Digger and KC Jam trails, and Bio Ruppa Pum Pum is out and challenging for the lead as they go neck and by the quarter in 30 2/5, and Bio Ruppa Pum Pum moves to the top on the outside. Air Ranger racing 2nd, Charwood and John his 3rd. Then Pee Wee Patty's racing 4th, Zip Along Antelope, Diamond Digger, KC Jam, and they come swinging through the stretch onto the half. Up front and cutting it out, it's Bio Ruppa Pum Pum. Then Air Ranger is 2nd, Charwood and John his 3rd. Then it's Pee Wee Patty, Sip Along Antelope, Diamond Digger, KC Jam as they go by the half, and out from 3rd goes Charwood and John, the halves and 2. Bio Ruppa Pum Pum pacing on top, and Charwood and John out challenging 2nd. Then Air Ranger has 3rd, Pee Wee Patty now 4th, Sip Along Antelope racing up 5th on the outside and going on. Then Diamond Digger and KC Jam, and they go to the 3/4. Bio Ruppa Pum Pum, a half length, Charwood and John inching up on the outside. They're neck and neck. Now Charwood and John shows the nose in front. Air Ranger tries to go through on the inside, and then Sip Along Antelope up on the outside, and they're into the top turn, and they're tight. It is Bio Ruppa Pum Pum with Air Ranger trying to get through on the inside. Then Charwood and Jones on the run. Sip Along Antelope closing on the outside now, racing 3rd. They come swinging for home. Bio Ruppa Pum Pum is pacing on top and on the outside. Sip Along Antelope comes on strong. Air Ranger on the rail. Pee Wee Patty. It is now Sip Along Antelope, and here they are to the wire. Gonna be tight. Sip Along Antelope, then Air Ranger tight with Bio Ruppa Pum Pum and Pee Wee Patty, and the time for the mile 2:06 and 1. Out at the wire now, the unofficial winner of the 5th race, number 5, Sip Along Antelope, Bay Pacing mare 5 by Meadow Weston from Tinsel Lobel, owned by the Stinko stables of Hampton, trained and driven by Stan Nelson. The mare getting her 5th winning trip this season this afternoon to 6 and 1. Charwood and John 5th, Pee Wee Patty 4th, Air Ranger 2nd, Bio Ruppa Pum Pum was 3rd. Sip Along Antelope, your race winner. Diamond Digger 6th, KC Jam 7th. Race times quarter 30 and 2/5, the half 102, 3/4 133 and 2, and the mile 2:06 and 1. 6th race, top of the stretch, Jessamine Creek, Terry Bernard, Moody Trout, Jill Barrio, Jolly Good Time, Steve Mahar, Save on Gas, Ross McDonald, Happy Soda, Herman Rideau, Steady Butte, Brian Moore, Opulent Power, Wayne Mahar, Eyes of Character, Gary Vincent. Here they come. There, off Jolly Good Time has the lead on the outside. Challenging goes Save on Gas. Into the turn, Save on Gas shows on top on the outside. Jolly Good Time on the inside. They're neck and neck, and Steady Butte gets to a third. Jessamine Creek racing fourth. Then it is Moody Traveler. Up the backstretch they go, winging for the quarter. Save on Gas is out now by two. Jolly Good Time is second. Steady Butte has third. Jessamine Creek a fourth. Moody Traveler racing fifth. There goes Happy Soda. Up on the outside, that its eyes a character, and Opulent Power trailing, and they're up by the quarter, 30 3/5. They're into the top turn. Save on Gas leads by 2.5. Jolly Good Time racing a second. Steady Butte is a third. They come racing out by the 3/8 pole now and swinging through the stretch, driving onto the half. Save on Gas shows the way. Jolly Good Time is second. Jessamine Creek comes up on the outside now, third, and out 3 wide. Here comes Happy Soda racing on to third and going on as they go racing up by the half. Save on Gas, the lead at a half in 104. Into the turn, Save on Gas. Jolly Good Time, Happy Soda hangs at third. Steady Butte's racing fourth. Jessamine Creek is fifth. Then Eyes a Character, Moody Traveler, Opulent Power trails. By the 5/8 now they swing for the 3/4. It is still Save on Gas. Happy Soda drives up to second. Jolly Good Time is at third. Then on the rail, Steady Butte, and on the outside, Jessamine Creek, Eyes a Character, Moody Traveler, Opulent Power, as they go racing out by the 3/4, 1:35 and 1. Into the top turn, Save on Gas, Happy Soda driving second. Jolly Good Time, Jessamine Creek now fourth. Then Steady Butte. They come to the 7/8 marker and they swing for home. It is Save on Gas, Happy Soda driving second. Jessamine Creek is now third. Jolly Good Time is fourth. Opulent Power driving up fifth. Steady Butte coming to the wire. Save on Gas, and now Happy Soda. Here they are into the wire. Happy Soda, then Save on Gas and Opulent Power. Jolly Good Time. And the time for the mile, 2:06 and 3. Out of the wire now, the unofficial winner of the 6th race, number 5, Happy Soda. Brown pacing horse, 9 years. By Most Happy Fella from Phil Soda. Owned, trained, and driven by Herman Renault of St. John. The horse gets his 3rd winning trip this season, his fastest this afternoon, 2:06 and 3. Now the result of the 6th race, now official. Jessamine Creek was 7th. Moody Traveler 5th. Jolly Good Time was 4th. Save on Gas was 2nd. Happy Soda, your race winner. Steady Butte was 8th. Opulent Power 3rd. Eyes a Character 6th. The race time's a quarter 30 and 3/5. The half 104. 3/4 1:35 and 1. And the mile in 2:06 and 3. Right behind him, Baron Van Munching. Then it is a Trouble in Port City Elmer. And the 2 leaders at it neck as they go racing to the 3/4. Cable Vision and Ann's Doll. Cherry Twist and Gramps Champ. Out 3 wide, Baron Van Munching now gets to 5th. As they go in the top turn, 3/4 1:35 and 4. Round the top turn, Cable Vision, Ann's Doll starts to let go. Cherry Twist comes up on the inside. Now to a second. Gramps Champ swings to third. Nancy D. Stone looks for room on the rail. They swing for home. It is Cable Vision and Cherry Twist. Gramps Champ put away spats on the outside, but it's going to be Cable Vision, and here they are to the wire. Cable Vision, then Cherry Twist tight for show between Nancy D. Stone and Gramps Champ, and the time for the mile, 2:08. After rating now, the unofficial winner of the 7th race, number 6, Cable Vision, by pacing gelding, 6 years, by Lenny Bird from Cable Lane, owned by Mike Clinton of St. John, trained and driven by Brian Moore. Well, the horse gets his 5th winning trip this season, this afternoon, 2:08. The result of the 7th race, now official. Gramps Champ was 4th. Trouble was 6th. Cherry Twist was 2nd. Baron Van Munching was 8th. Nancy D. Stone 3rd. Cable Vision, your race winner. Ann's Doll 7th. Port City Elmer 9th. Willoway Spats was 5th. The race times, quarter 31 and 1. The half 103 and 4. 3 quarters, 1:35 and 1, and the mile in 2:08. Are at the gate. Gate is moving. Field of 9. King's Beacon with Clark Smith, Nick Rob Champ with Sam Hodgen, Penn Dillon, Don Bickford, the Trotter, Para, Star N with Milton Dowdy, Debbie Jodask and Charlie Ross, Glencoe Tyke Guy, Steve Mahar, Derby's Brent Brian Moore, Christenberry with Mike Campbell, and Tuxedo's Thorpe with Bill Nicholson Jr. Here they come. They're off, and Paris Darren quickly trots off to the top. Then Dillon's racing second. Glencoe Tyke Guy drives up on the outside, racing on the third. Then Nick Rob Champs in the rail, Debbie Jodask. Then it is Tuxedo's Thorpe as they go on by the 8th quarter up the backstretch on to the quarter and trotting out on top. Paris Darren, he's out by 3 lengths. Penn Dillon's racing second, Glencoe Tyke Guy third, Nick Rob Champ is fourth. Then it is Debbie Jodask, Tuxedo's Thorpe. The quarter 29 and 3. They go into the top turn. And Paris Darren trotting on top, leading with 3. Penn Dillon second, Glencoe Tyke Guy third. That is Nick Rob Champ, Debbie Jodask, Tuxedo's Thorpe. Derby's Brent Christenberry, King's Beacon trails as they come through the stretch and on to the half. And Paris Darren trots with a lead of 2 now. Penn Dillon's racing as second. Glencoe Tyke Guy is third. That is Nick Rob Champ, Debbie Jodask, Tuxedo's Thorpe, Derby's Brett Christenberry, and King's Beacon trailing their by that half. 1:01 and 4 around the turn. Paris Darren trots on top, now but 2.5. Penn Dillon second, Glencoe Tyke Guy third, Nick Rob Champ is fourth, Tuxedo's Thorpe is on the move from 5th. Then it is Debbie Jodask, Derby's Brent Christenberry's off stride, and King's Beacon trails. They go to the 3 quarters, and Paris Darren still trots on top, enjoys a lead of 2 lengths. 1:33 by the 3 quarters around the top turn. It is Paris Darren, again a chance at a new track trotting record. Paris Darren by a length and a half. Penn Dillon coming to him. They come by the 7/8 now and swing for home. It's Paris Darren and Penn Dillon driving up second. Paris Darren, Penn Dillon at his wheel racing up second. It is Paris Darren and Penn Dillon, and here they are into the wire. It is Paris Darren, Penn Dillon, Tuxedo's Thorpe, and Debbie Jodask. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 2. And parading now, the unofficial winner of the 8th race, number 4, Paris Darren. Bay trotting gelding 9 years by Bachelor Star from Paris Dream. Owned by Milton Dowdy of St. John, trained by Steve Mason. Milton Dowdy driving. The horse trots to his 2nd winning trip this season and gives Exhibition Park a new track trotting record of 2:05 and 2. The old record set back in 1974 was 2:05 and 3, set by the trotting mare Bus Stop and equaled several seasons ago by Flaming Hanover. Now Milton Dowdy with his trotter Paris Darren, the new track trotting record, 2:05 and 2. And the result of the 8th race now official. King's Beacon 7th. Nick Rob Champ was 8th. Penn Dillon 2nd. Paris Darren, your race winner. Debbie Jodask was 4th. Glencoe Tyke Guy 6th. Derby's Brent 5th. Christenberry 9th. Tuxedo's Thorpe was 3rd. Race times quarter 29 and 3. Half 1:01 and 4. 3 quarters 1:33. And the mile 2:05 and 2. New record for Paris Darren, a new track trotting record. Going to take time out from our racing right now to talk to a racing official, a fellow that, well, you Leaf fans would have seen many, many times on the tube back a few years ago, defenseman Rod Seiling.
I think it was a very indeed pleasure for me to be here with you in St. John and on your show today.
It's been a few years since you've been with the Leafs.
A couple of years, but time goes by and the memories get better.
And one thing, that's what you're known for down here primarily, as a member of the Maple Leafs. But back at that time when you were playing hockey, you and your father and were raising horses and racing horses, and you had great luck.
Yes, my family's been very fortunate. Always maintained my dad had the good ones, and mine just ate a lot. But we're very fortunate. He's had some good horses in his day. Bordeaux Hanover was the North American champion filly, and she went on to produce Albert Star, General Star, Bartros. So we've been more than fortunate in the racing business.
Albert Starr, did he win a heat in the jug?
Yes, up until his time and thereafter, he won the fastest heat of the jug, and of course that's been surpassed. But certainly he was at his best on a half-mile track.
After your hockey career was over, you went into the racetrack business.
That's right. I was very fortunate. Had two loves of my life, racing and playing hockey, and I was able to retire at my choosing, and I went to manage a racetrack in Elmira, Ontario, and was at that for some 2.5, 3 years, and then moved into my present capacity, Executive Vice President of Racetracks of Canada.
And that's what brings you to St. John. You're on a tour of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
That's right. I've been around to the other tracks, and this is the last one on my tour before I start heading home, and seen a lot of racing and met a lot of good people, and renewed some acquaintances.
Interesting, some hockey players have been mixed up with horse racing. Bobby McMillan has a colt here on the grounds, a colt called Maple Grove Triton. But going back a few years, Teeter Kennedy is still involved with the runners at Woodbine.
That's right. In fact, Teeter just retired as a judge at Woodbine this spring, and has been appointed, is going to work for the Ontario Jockey Club in charge of the backstretch at Fort Erie. But you mentioned Bobby McMillan. I played with Bobby a number of times, and I knew it was only a matter of time until we got involved in harness racing.
I remember when I was in Toronto years ago, going way back 58, Harry Lumley was involved in the ownership of horses, the Owen Sound Stable.
That's right. Harry's been involved in racing, and both as an owner and as a track owner. He got involved with the Keelings and the Waples, and first in Orangeville Raceway, now out on the west coast in Cloverdale and Sandown.
Blackjack Stewart.
Blackjack, again, recently deceased, but Blackjack was one of the more famous judges we produced out of Ontario, I think, in some time, and went on to make a further mark in the United States. And in fact, I've heard many a judge say that he welcomed coming in after Blackjack, because he knew Blackjack had them all straight and ready to go and wouldn't have any problems.
There's another chap, I can't think of his name. He used to play golf for the Rangers, and he got to drive horses.
Jill Villamere. In fact, that's how my family got involved in racing at the same time I was away playing hockey in New York. I was at the Rangers for some 11 years, and Jill, being from Quebec, had a harness racing background, and our practice rink was very close to Roosevelt Raceway. So Jill and I would spend a lot of time in the mornings at Roosevelt jogging, training some horses before we went on to practice. Trained many a horse for Buddy Gilmore and Jack Richardson and Riel Cormier and the whole bunch of them down there.
Denny Savard, he's involved. He's got a horse in Montreal. Savard, Serge Savard, and John Ferguson.
Well, there's been many hockey players get into racing, and you've named a few of them. I think that one of the main reasons has been the excitement of competition. It's when you get it in your blood, and it's proved an excellent outlet for hockey players. Not just during the winter, but in the summertime, and it affords them a chance to get involved and get up behind a horse. In fact, that's really how I got into harness racing rather than thoroughbred. Is that my size prohibited me from being involved in getting up on top of a horse, so the next best thing was to get behind one, and I've certainly enjoyed it.
That was one thing about owning a thoroughbred. All you could do was look at him. You couldn't get on his back. At harness racing, you could take him out and feel of the reins, and the relationship between owner and horse is much closer.
Well, it is in that respect. I enjoy both thoroughbred and harness racing. I tend both. In fact, in my capacity, I have both kinds of racetracks. But when you are the size that I am, it precludes you from getting on top of them unless you want to break them down in a hurry. So I've got involved in the other, and I've trained a few horses, and I've certainly enjoyed it. And you are a little close to the fact that you get out and exercise your own horse. But they both have their special feel, and it all comes together race day. Okay,
racing around the Maritimes, your opinion?
Well, I think that racing around the Maritimes has had the same problem, so to speak, that the racing in North America has, that the economy's had a great deal to do with it, and I think that in some instances supply is exceeding demand, that we've got too many race days maybe for the availability of horse flesh and the public right now. I know I got down last weekend and just started counting up what you offered to the public in number of races here over the weekend, the holiday weekend. It's astounding. I counted up to 16 cards of racing, including the double headers, and that is a lot of racing by anyone's standards. And as great as harness racing has been in the Maritimes, I think that sometimes you can give somebody too much of a good thing, but again, it's you need to open the door to keep the place going. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation. But certainly, I think that you can look and see where the economy's starting to come back. You see the public coming back to racing, and I still think we've got a great product. Times are changing, people are changing, racing is learning to change, and one of the things that we're learning and we've learned about is a new word called marketing.
Yeah.
It's certainly in the past we didn't have to market our product. We opened the doors, I think, to a great extent, and we were the only game in town, but certainly there are other things to do. We know we're in the entertainment business. We have to find out why people come. We have to find out how to bring them up more often and bring up more people. But we're learning, and I think that the product is there, and that we're a long ways from being dead.
That's for sure. Okay, we've got a scoot. Rod Seiling, nice chatting with you. Hope to see you again down here.
Thank you, Ingham. You certainly will.
And we get going now with race number 9. Starters for the 9th race approaching the top of the stretch field of 8. We've Flint Common and Rod Goukian, Plumstead Lester, Brian Moore, Glittering Bird, Tony Haig, Britannicus, Ross McDonald, Marland Todd with Wayne Mahar, local number Wally Hennessy, America's Favorite with Ron Robertson, and Game Bridge Express with Clark Smith. Here they come. Clear off and Plumstead Lester has the lead. Local number drives up second. Marland Todd between them's racing third. Britannicus has fourth. Glittering Bird, America's Favorite. Flint Common and Cambridge Express trails the field. Around the turn they go racing by the 8th pole. Plumstead Lester the leader. Local number racing second. Marland Todd is on the rail now and racing third. Britannicus is off stride. Then the Glittering Bird goes up by him, is racing on to fourth. Then it is America's Favorite, Flint Common. Cambridge Express and Britannicus now trails the quarter, 30 and 3. They go into the top turn. Plumstead Lester pacing on top. Local number racing is second. Marland Todd has third. That is Glittering Bird and America's Favorite, Flint Common. Cambridge Express, Britannicus trailing. They come by the 3/8 now and swing on through the stretch. Driving to the half. Up front with the lead, it is Plumstead Lester. Local numbers racing second. Marland Todd has third. America's Favorite comes to fourth. Glittering Bird is fifth. And Flint Common, Cambridge Express, Britannicus. And they're by the half. 103 and 3. Out of the turn now they go to the 5/8. Plumstead Lester, the leader. He's out by 2. Then local number racing second. Marland Todd third. Then America's Favorite. Glittering Bird, Flint Common, Cambridge Express, Britannicus. They go up the backstretch now, and it's on for the 3/4. Plumstead Lester leads by 2. Local number second, there goes Marland Todd working up third. America's Favorite moving behind him is fourth. That is Glittering Bird, Flint Common, Cambridge Express, Britannicus. By the 3/4, 136 and 2, they're into the top turn. It is Plumstead Lester. And on his wheel, moving up now left on the leader, Marland Todd. Plumstead Lester, Marland Todd, local number, America's Favorite, and they come swinging for home. And now Marland Todd comes to the top. America's Favorite comes up on the outside. It is Marland Todd, America's Favorite, coming to the top now. America's Favorite, Marland Todd, they're tight, and here they are to the wire. It is America's Favorite, Marland Todd, local number, Plumstead Lester. Time for the mile, 2:09 and 4. Apparating now, the unofficial winner of the 9th race, number 7, America's Favorite. Bay Pacing gelding 5 by Licking Creek from Burwood Dolly. Owned by Len McCarthy of St. John, trained and driven by Ron Robertson. The horse gets his 3rd winning trip this season this afternoon, 2:09 and 4. Now the result of the 9th race, now official. Flint Common was 8th. Plumstead Lester 4th. Glittering Bird 5th. Britannicus was 7th. Marland Todd 2nd. Local number 3rd. America's Favorite, your race winner. Cambridge Express 6th. Race times quarter, 30 and 3/5. The half, 103 and 3. 3/4, 136 and 2. The mile to 9 and 4. Starters for the 10th approaching top of the stretch. Il Superbo with Paul Bresciani. Laurel's Curly, Steve Mahar, Beth Sealster, Mike Downey. Power Mac, Ron Robertson. Repeat Power, Mike Doyle. Silent Class, Marcel Barrio. Jim and I, Jewel, Wally Hennessy, Volga Will, Mike Campbell. Here they come. Clear off, and Beth Sealster shows on top with Il Superbo racing a second. Silent Class drives up third. Gemini Jewel on the outside. 3 wide racing on the fourth. Laurel's Curly is fifth, and it is Power Mac, Repeat Power. And Volga Will trails as they swing around the turn and they go up the backstretch on to the quarter. Beth Sealster is the leader. Silent Class up and out on the outside, racing on second. Il Superbo has a third. Gemini Jewel is racing fourth. Laurel's Curly fifth. Then it is Power Mac, Repeat Power, Volga Will trailing, and they're by the quarter in 30 and 1. Out of the top turn, Beth Sealster the leader. Silent Class is second. Il Superbo racing third. Gemini Jewel is fourth. Laurel's Curly's racing fifth. Gemini Jewel is out to challenge now as they come to the 3/8 and they swing off the top turn. Racing on through the stretch, they come driving on to the half. Beth Sealster with Gemini Jewel winging forward, and she takes the lead. It is Gemini Jewel and Beth Sealster. Silent Class, Laurel's Curly, Il Superbo, Power Mac, Repeat Power, Volga Will. They're by the half in 101 and 3. Out of the turn now they go to the 5/8, and it is Gemini Jewel. Beth Sealster's racing second. Silent Class third. Laurel's Curly to fourth. Il Superbo racing fifth. Then it is Power Mac, Repeat Power, and Volga Will as they go to the 3/4. Gemini Jewel the leader. Beth Sealster second. Silent Class is third. Il Superbo racing fourth. Then Laurel's Curly outside of him is fifth as they go by the 3/4 in 132. They're rid of the top turn. Gemini Jewel. Silent Class on the outside second. Then on the rail, Beth Sealster, Il Superbo. Outside with cover is fourth. Laurel's Curly fifth. Power Mac, Repeat Power, Volga Will. They come swinging home. It is Gemini Jewel. Beth Sealster, Silent Class, Il Superbo on the outside coming on. It is Gemini Jewel, Beth Sealster, Il Superbo, and here they are to the wire. Beth Sealster, then tight for place between Gemini Jewel and Il Superbo and Silent Class. And the time for the mile, 2:02 and 4. And parading now the unofficial winner of the 10th race, number 3, Beth Sealster. Bay pacing mare 4 years by Tarport Count from Barbarous Chip. Owned by Dave Khalil of Fredericton, trained and driven by Mike Downey. Well, the mare scores her 7th winning trip this season, pacing this afternoon to 2 and 4. The result of the 10th race now official. Il Superbo was second. Laurel's Curly 7th. Beth Sealster, your race winner. Power Mac was 5th. Repeat Power 6th. Silent Class was 4th. Gemini Jewel 3rd. Volga Will was 8th. Race times quarter 30 and 1/5. The half 101 and 3. 3/4 132. And the mile to 2 and 4. 11th race approaching top of the stretch, field of 9. Troy Hanover, Ross McDonald, Holly Bat, Herm Renault, 3D Dodger, Carvel Lewis, Just Fine, Steve Mahar, Lady Tricia, Bill Nicholson Jr., Dart Garmin and Tony Haig, Dainty Dive, Wally Hennessy, Secret Cruiser, Gary Vincent, the trailer is R.E.'s Colt with Millet Kuglin. Here they come. They're off. 3D Dodger, the leader now. Lady Tricia going up and at him on the outside, and she takes command. Head of the turn, Lady Tricia moves out. 3D Dodger's racing second. Troy Hanover is third. R.E.'s Colt is fourth. On the outside fifth, that's Holly Bat. Then it's Just Fine. Dart Garmin, Dainty Dive. Secret Cruiser trails. They race onto the quarter. Lady Tricia pacing on top, and she's up at 2.5. 3D Dodger's racing second. Troy Hanover third. Holly Bat moving up on the outside, racing on fourth. R.E.'s Colt has a fifth, and they are by the quarter in 30 and 3. Out of the top turn, it is Lady Tricia, Holly Bat parked, racing on to second. 3D Dodger third, Troy Hanover fourth. Then it's R.E.'s Colt, Just Fine, Dart Garmin, Dainty Dive, Secret Cruiser. They come swinging off the turn and racing for the half. The leader is Lady Tricia. Holly Bat is at her wheel, racing second. Then 3D Dodger has a third. R.E.'s Colt outside with cover now fourth. Troy Hanover fifth on the rail, just fine. Dart Common, Dainty Dive, and a Secret Cruiser. And they were by the half, 102 and 2. They go into the turn. And race on for the 5/8 Lady Tricia, the leader. Holly Bat hangs tough second. 3D Dodger is third. R.E.'s caught outside fourth. Just fine is fifth. And Troy Hanover, Dart Common, Dainty Dive, and Secret Cruiser. And they race neck and neck for the lead. Lady Tricia moving out now at length. And Holly Bat is second. 3D Dodger on the rail. R.E.'s caught outside. Just fine fifth. They are by the 3/4, 134 and 2. Out of the top turn, Lady Tricia Batu. Holly Bat and R.E.'s caught. Then 3D Dodger, just fine. Dart Common. They come to the 7/8 by that marker now. Lady Tricia is the leader. Then R.E.'s caught is now second on the rail. Holly Bat is third. 3D Dodger is fourth. Lady Tricia, R.E.'s caught coming to her. But Lady Tricia is holding. Here they are to the wire. It is Lady Tricia, R.E.'s caught, 3D Dodger, Holly Bat, and the time for the mile to 5 and 4. At the wire now, the unofficial footer of the 11th race, number 5, Lady Tricia, bay pacing mare 6 by Bold Brett from Tuxedo's Reward, owned by Mrs. Beatrice Nicholson of St. John, trained and driven by Bill Nicholson, Jr. The mare gets her 6th winning trip this season, equaling her win race record of 205 and 4. Now the result of the 11th race, now official Troy Hanover 8th, Holly Bat was 5th, 3D Dodger 3rd, Just Fine was 4th. Lady Tricia, your race winner. Dart Common 6th, Dainty Dive 7th, Secret Cruiser 9th, R.E.'s Colt was 2nd. The race times a quarter, 30 and 2/5. The half, 102 and 2. 3/4, 134 and 2. And the mile, 205 and 4. Now we're all set for the Alexander Memorial. We've had the post parade, the horses taking their score. You're looking right now at number 1, Loxmont Yoga, a 5-year-old son of Keystone Ore. He's owned by Kathleen Marr of Brewster, Massachusetts. Trader Paul Brassiani is the driver. Loxmont Yoga with a record of 158 and 4. And then right alongside of him is number 2, Gemini Risk, our maritime champion. 5-year-old son of Irish Baron, bred in St. John. He's owned by Jerry Lowe's Gemini Hill Stable. Steve Mahar was doing the driving. Donnie Galbraith is the trainer. Gemini Risk with a record of 158 and 1, taken earlier this year at Montreal's Blue Bonnets. Then we go to number 3. That's Marcel Barrio with Angel Shadow. Also with a record at Blue Bonnets, 157 and 4. Angel Shadow, a maritime bred. He's a 4-year-old by Angel's Wave. He's owned by Murray Wade of Moncton at Marcel Barrio Driving. Then we go to last year's winner, Winner's Accolade. He's the 4-horse this afternoon. Winner's Accolade, now 5, a son of Windshield Viper, owned, of course, by George Canning of Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, and Emmons McKay is the driver. Winner's Accolade has only won in 201 and 4 this year. He's the slowest in the field in that regard, and he has charted miles, though, in 57 and 4. That was at Moncton in the Monctonian Cup, and he has a trip charted in 158 at Charlottetown as he finished 3rd to Wave Ore and Angel Shadow that night in 56 and 4. Two American horses again. Number 5 is Ruckus, a 5-year-old son of B.G.'s Bunny. He's owned by the Fun Time Stable of Worcester, Massachusetts, and he's handled by Kim Ireland, a native of Presque Isle. Number 5, Ruckus, and then rounding out the field, number 6. That's G.T.'s Bird. He's a 5-year-old son of G.T. Skipper, who in turn is a son of Meadow Skipper. He's owned by William Corbin, Jr. of Greenville, Rhode Island, and he's being driven by Francis Rea II. G.T.'s Bird has a record of 159 and 3. So that's the field for the Alexander Memorial. The Alexander Memorial approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 6, Loxmont Yoga with Paul Bergiani, Gemini Risk and Steve Mahar, Angel Shadow, Marcel Barrio, Winner's Accolade, Emmons McKay, Ruckus with Kim Ireland, G.T. Bird, Francis Rea II. Here they come. They're off by Angel Shadow, wings forward. He has the lead, and Winner's Accolade is up driving a second, winging for the top. Gemini Risk is racing 3rd. Loxmont Yoga racing 4th. Then it is G.T.'s Bird And Ruckus trails as they race up the backstretch. They're going to the quarter. An Angel Shadow, the leader, a half length. Winner's Accolade up and at them on the outside. They're neck and neck now. And Winner's Accolade now goes to the top. Angel Shadow is racing second, and Gemini Risk is third. Loxmont Yoga racing a fourth. They're by the quarter, 28-3. They're rid of the top turn. It is Winner's Accolade a length. Angel Shadow is second. Gemini Risk is third. Loxmont Yoga up tight fourth. GT's Bird is fifth. Ruckus is moving on the outside as they come swinging through the stretch and racing to the half. The leader is Winner's Accolade a length. Angel Shadow is second. Gemini Risk is third. Ruckus comes up on the outside. He's now fourth. Loxmont Yoga is fifth. GT's Bird trails sixth on the outside, the half. In a minute flat. Into the turn now they go to the 5/8. Winner's Accolade the leader. Angel Shadow is second. Gemini Risk is third. Ruckus drives fourth. Loxmont Yoga is fifth. GT's Bird trailing on to the three-quarters now. Winner's Accolade a length. Angel Shadow is racing second. On the outside, Ruckus gets to third. Gemini Risk is fourth. On the outside, GT's Bird and Loxmont Yoga as they go by the three-quarters. 1:30 and 2/5. They swing into the top turn. Winner's Accolade the leader. Angel Shadow. Gemini Risk is back to third. Loxmont Yoga coming up on the inside. He's now fourth. Then Ruckus and GT's Bird, they come swinging for home. Winner's Accolade and Angel Shadow and Gemini Risk. It is Winner's Accolade on the inside. Gemini Risk coming up on the outside. Angel Shadow between them, and here they are to the wire. Three of them neck and neck. It's too tight to call. And we'll need a photo. Then it was Loxmont Yoga, GT's Bird, and Ruckus. And the time for the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5. Now we parade off the photo. The winner is number 2, Gemini Risk. And parading now the winner of the Alexander Memorial. Number 2, Gemini Risk. Bay facing horse, 5 years, by Irish Baron from Harvey's Jewel. Owned by the Gemini Hill Stable of St. John, trained by Don Galbraith, with Steve Mahar driving. That's the 4th winning trip this year for Gemini Risk, winning this afternoon in 2 minutes and 2/5. So our congratulations to Jerry Lowe and his Gemini Hill Stable, the trainer Donnie Galbraith, driver Steve Mahar, and we're pleased now to have with us Mrs. Cecil Alexander with members of her family. Mrs. Alexander, now 92 years of age, to trackside to join in the cooler presentation. Now the result of the Alexander Memorial now official. Loxmont Yoga, 4th. Gemini Risk, your race winner. Angel Shadow was 2nd. Winner's Accolade was 3rd. Ruckus was 6th. GT's Bird was 5th. The race times, the quarter, 28-3. The half, 1 minute flat. Three-quarters, 1:30 and 2/5. And the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5. What a thrilling horse race, the Alexander Memorial, 2 minutes, 2/5. And, well, a little disappointing, I would suppose, for the boys from Foxborough who came a long way. They finished 4th, 5th, and 6th. Gemini Risk winning over Angel Shadow and Winner's Accolade finishing 3rd. A good horse race. And that's our program for this afternoon. We've been a little bit lucky, and we've had some luck go against us here today. Our technical problems with our audio equipment making for maybe some cues that aren't too tight. Hope you put up with that. But we got the show on. You saw the race. That's what counts. Lucky, well, we had fog before we started. It lifted for the races, and just as the 12th race was going, the fog starts rolling in again, so the weatherman's been kind of us that way. This program coming to you 7 o'clock Saturday nights, repeat at 9 o'clock on Sunday nights, and our Wednesday night show, yours Thursday nights at 9. So till the next time from Exhibition Park, Ingham Farmer, it's been a pleasure.